Hello, time for some Type 40, some post-Christmas, post-New Year Type 40 extra with me, Dan Hadley, Birmingham's king of the geeks, on your before show, after show, and in between show. That's getting a bit Ted Rogers. Yeah, anybody under 35, Google Ted Rogers. That's not quite the same. But yes, hello, welcome back. Another year, lots to get into. The anniversary year, I can't wait to get started on it. But there's a little bit of unfinished business for me to catch up with you. I'm going to share it with you here on Type 40 Extra this time. What's he going on about? Well, you're going to find out in a couple of minutes. Okay, this is, if you've never been here before, or you've not caught any of these shorter videos yet, this is chance for us to scroll across the universe and check out what's going on out there. No snow at the moment. It's quite cold, but no snow at all. There are leftovers from Christmas, my Christmas hat, my glorious Christmas hat. This is the deluxe model that I've just had. Only got to wear it a few times, and sadly it's got to go in the wash and then back with the trimmings and all the rest of it ready for next time. So yeah. It's very, very sad. I do love Christmas, but I do have something to get into, quite literally, and I'm going to share it with you right now. It's my Christmas present to me. In fact, it's my final parcel left unopened, and here it is in there. I think you could probably tell what it is, not just by the thumbnail of the video, but the fact that it's so chunky, isn't it? So we're going to open this together. It should be the Doctor Who Season 2 collection on Blu Ray. I think it's 9 disc set. It's the biggest set they've ever put out. 39 whole episodes of Doctor Who, and it was released early in December. After, actually, the wait wasn't that long, was it? I think it was about 5 or 6 months. But they give us that little information. I think they didn't give us the release date until a few days before, something like that. So it does feel a little bit like we're fed on rations with this stuff, but the collection does keep growing, so it's gradually taking over certainly my shelves. I would imagine it is yours too. So yeah, back in the middle of, I think it was somewhere like June time, BBC Studios announced that there would be this next entry, the first black and white season ever to come out on Blu-ray. At long last, there was speculation that we wouldn't get the black and white stuff until later in the whole process. I never really understood why people thought that would happen, but a lot of people were on board with that. But we did get this announced. So it was BBC Studios announced Doctor Who The Collection Season 2 on Blu-ray. This addition to the range offers Doctor Who fans the opportunity to build their collection and continue their own home archive. It'll debut later this year, and this is the biggest set yet. It sees William Hartnell's first Doctor join the range for the first time across a jam-packed season. The Doctor is joined again by faithful companions Susan, played by Carol Ann Ford, and there's Ian, played by William Russell, Barbara, played by Jacqueline Hill, and newcomers Vicky and Stephen, played by Maureen O'Brien and Peter Purvis too. So the set's made up of Planet of the Giants, the Dalek Invasion of Earth, the Rescue, which introduced Maureen O'Brien as Vicky, the Romans, the Web Planet, that six-parter, the Marmite six-parter, the Crusade, the Space Museum, the Chase, which introduces Peter Purvis, and then the Time Meddler. So lots of favourites in there, certainly of mine, stories that I'm very, very fond of, and this particular TARDIS team, which in my view is the best of the entire black and white era. Peter Purvis makes a strong debut as Stephen in the Chase, but when the new crew comes together in the Time Meddler, that does feel like the series is starting afresh, doesn't it? From there on in, I don't think Doctor Who is ever the same with none of the original cast left in place. So it says here that the Crusade, of course, that is the only story of this season where there are any missing episodes. There's 2 episodes of that still outstanding that were destroyed, as we know, all those years ago. But they've been reconstructed, using off-air photographs and the original broadcast soundtrack, whilst the remaining episodes have been newly remastered from the best available sources. These classic adventures have never looked or sounded so good on home media, we're told. The collection season 2 Blu Ray box set also includes extensive special features as always. Documentaries, interviews, audio commentaries, convention footage, an enhanced soundtrack, and the photo galleries. Okay, so I think it's time we open the big bag, the big brown bag, and get stuck in. There we are. And here it is. That's Doctor Who, the collection, season 2 on Blu-ray. All still lovely, shrink wrapped, all 9 discs worth of Doctor Who in its prime, in its peak condition there. It's supposed to look better than ever. I'll find out in due course when I make my way through this season. Can't wait to get started on this. I intended on watching some of it over Christmas, but you know what happens? Everything seems to have this sort of knock-on effect, doesn't it? So the things that you plan on doing don't always get done. But yeah, I wanted to share this moment with you. Of course I did. Of course I did. So here we are. We've got the usual spine art there with the former Doctor Who logo now. That way up. Former Doctor Who logo given a good amount of space around it, top and bottom now, in that generous box set with the lead bindings, beautiful cover art there on the front, and there's always additional art too on the bottom there of usually the TARDIS in mid-flight doing something or another to get to whet your appetite with more details there on the back. So that's where we get the full blurb about all the special features as always. So yeah, I think it's I'm not going to keep you waiting. I'm going to get stuck in there. I'm going to get my scalpel out and carefully open this little beauty. I'll see you back here again in a moment. Okay, let's get into it. This is Doctor Who, the collection, season 2 on Blu-ray. 9 discs, rated PG, even though it was made all those years ago, back in 1964, there with William Hartnell as the Doctor, and that beautiful new cover art by Lead Binding. T-Lady Design, go and look for him on social media. Beautiful stuff. I think sometimes not just the commissions, but the fan art that he puts together too, really worth looking at. So yeah, continue your Doctor Who archive with the Ultimate Collector's set. We get a rundown of all the information there. We're going to get opening it now, get stuck in. So I always go in as carefully as I possibly can. Oh dear, it's said already, hasn't it? So I've got a scalpel to hand here. I'm going to go in at the top, but you should always, everybody, if you've never done this, hold a scalpel. Always hold it like a pen and just glide it along gently. There we are, just like that. That's the safest way to use a scalpel. Any crafter or designer or packaging technologist out there will tell you the same. And now it's all free that I can give it a good old tug. It says confidently, and not risk damaging that case and being left with something on my shelf for the rest of my days that I've got to sort of scowl at and think, if only I'd have gone a little more carefully. I think I might have gone too carefully this time. It's a very, very tight fit, but then again, it's going to be, since there's so many discs in this thing, isn't it? There we are. So it's all coming away nicely eventually. There, like that. And she's free. She's free of her plastic. Obviously, they put them in these little docking cards, don't they? Which I do see the appeal. I do see the practical use for them, because it enables those of us who like to have the artwork completely exposed, free of any logo, let alone that logo. You know, it's your choice. You've got it there, haven't you? If you don't mind it at all, and you think to yourself, well, it helps keep it a little bit more neat, having the certificate on there and the number. We've got the option, haven't we? I mean, I believe that this would be a great way for the big, because I think a rebrand really should happen, because the sooner they leave this era in the past right across the line, the better. Let's get rid of it all. It would be fine by me if they replace this with the diamond logo, but I know that upsets a lot of people. Yeah, but the beauty of it is they've got 2 opportunities here, because they could always do something with the docking card whereby it contains both versions of the logo. So there we go. You take that out. If you've never seen one of these sets before, so that's got our box set now there free. That's there on its own with the full artwork
the full artwork in view. And there on the spine like that. And we have the dock. I can't believe how chunky that set is. And there's the docking card there on its own too. Some people throw these away. I don't. I put the set back inside it and slide it neatly in, just in case I get any aggressive dusting at a later date. You've got an extra layer of protection, haven't you? That's how that's how I look at it. And that text-free artwork is up there on Lee Binding's social media for you to look at too. He's very generous. Lets us download them, use them as our phone lock screens or whatever else. But yeah, here's the set. Here's in all its glory. So yes, opening it up, and we're struck by more artwork. This is the thing about these sets; they're beautifully put together, not just as regards to packaging, but there's artwork absolutely everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Now here on the left-hand side, we've got this image from the Dalek invasion of Earth. Again, a brand new image. I think it's all from Lee. And Lee does work with other people like Aidan Wilkinson, TARDIS man, Aidan, if you're out there. And we've got the Dalek there at the base, the TARDIS in the centre. The TARDIS is always in the centre with these. So this inset envelopes inside the box, and the TARDIS is always dead centre there with some image, usually from one particular story. In this case, it's the Dalek invasion of Earth. We've got the poster. It's forbidden to dump bodies into the river. That spooky sign, that spooky poster that Clayton Hickman has probably got up on his Redbubble, his Redbubble shop. But you open this, you open it in the middle like that, and it's got Velcro either side. Sort of, is it Velcro? Yeah, you press it and you can hear it go click. Very slick Velcro, techno Velcro, and more artwork. So another beautiful piece there from the Doctor, the companions, some of the monsters. You've got some Zarbi there, Stephen and Vicky, Ian and Barbara, and there's Susan with David Campbell there in the middle. That moment, that heartbreaking moment at the end of the Dalek invasion of Earth, captured forever behind behind these doors. And what's this at the side? Oh, this is the artwork. Okay, so I think this is going to be, yes, okay, so we get inside and we've got the booklet. That's the thicker booklet. So this is, you do get a version of this booklet with the standard edition sets, but I think it's something like half the page count, if not even fewer pages. And there's the beautiful postcards there on the back, period postcards. We do sometimes see these, don't we? Some lucky people have got them in albums or whatever, and it's signed by the cast members. Those are the official publicity postcards that have been sent out by the BBC to any interested parties. And that same artwork there on the front. And the booklets inside are, they're always beautifully written, always beautifully illustrated there. I'm certain these are exclusive illustrations. I've certainly never seen any of them anywhere else on the Dalek invasion of Earth there. Lots of text, lots of information about every single story as you work your way through. Look at that, that's a gorgeous one for the Romans there. Very fond of the Romans. I'm very fond of all of them, come to think of it. It's difficult to know with this set where to start. May as well just go through it all. But yeah, so I think you get about 4 pages per story. Yeah, and you get what you'd expect, so the basic details and the specs, and then you get the development section on the development of the story, the production of the story, how it was received, the ratings and whatever else, how it was publicized, and then what's happened to it since. So in the episodes where we have got material missing, that's all noted there. Or sometimes, of course, some stories were wiped, were destroyed, and then they made their way back to us, didn't they? And that certainly happened with the Time Ezra. I think we've got Ian Levine to thank for that. So we've got that. That's your big chunky booklet there. We've got this, which is the most exciting products from Doctor Who. Now, there hasn't been that many of them. This is very thin. As we know, Doctor Who merchandise the last couple of years, it's all taken a bit of a tumble, isn't it? With the exception of Big Finish, who are prolific as ever, pumping out on the monthly. But this booklet's got something about games there. I haven't played any of these games. Not a gamer, but to be honest, most games that I speak to don't really rate these games. But there's the audio drama and various books and whatever else. So yeah, maybe there's more than you think. But no, actually, no. We've gone straight to the events. We've got an advert for the World of Wonder, which I think is in Scotland. Scotland at the moment, I don't know. one for DWM. Okay. They change those up every now and again, don't they? They alter those to fit whatever's been released in any given year. So I would imagine there'll be one soon where the Chibnall era logo will be replaced by the diamond logo there, because these booklets don't just go into the box sets. And look, wow, look at that. The console room, as seen in the chase there with the time-space visualizer, the famous time-space visualizer, and the console room with the unit above, and the double doors, all the little features. And they always choose, well, Lee always chooses bits of furniture, knickknacks that only ever appear in this particular season. The attention to detail. I think that's true with a lot of Doctor Who fan artists, isn't it? Whether they work on packaging or not, is that we do tend to go into meticulous detail to make sure everything is absolutely right. I'm going to put those back in there. I love the smell of these too. If you weren't here watching this, I'd probably have my nose in this now, getting the smell of the new paper. Been like that. Yeah, I've been like that since I was a kid, come to think of it. Having it all pristine. So yeah, that just fastens shut snugly like that, and the door, it was closed very snugly too. Yeah, but opening it back up again, we see the discs. Each disc has its own disc art too. So that's the Planet of Giants with Ian and Susan and a giant ant. There's a moment, a quiet moment, over twisted ankles and handkerchiefs with Susan and Barbara in the Dalek invasion of Earth. There's the Romans, the Doctor, and Ian having an impassioned debate about something or other, aren't they? It can be, it's tricky to get your fingers into the crevice along here the way that I'm doing it now, but it's I think it's because I've got it flat, to tell you the truth. When I've got these, when I'm usually flipping through these, I don't. How do I do it usually? It's funny when you do something like this and you're talking as you do it, because it's the kind of thing we do instinctively, isn't it? So I usually sort of hold it like a book, like that. But going through it like that, yeah, it is quite tricky to get your fingers in there and to, in effect, turn the pages. But there's the disc 4, the Romans. Okay, oh yeah, so we've got the Doctor and Ian are on the rescue, and not Cork William. It seems to be just the cast members. And there's all 4 of them on the Romans. The Doctor in that white coat and hat on the artwork of the web planet there, and on the Crusade there he is with Vicky. Love the relationship between the Doctor and Vicky. I don't know what it is about it. It just seems perfect to me. The Space Museum. It's a very underrated story. I know that's what everybody says about it. It's underrated. And there we have the chase with a big mechanoid, outnumbered by 2 Daleks. And I don't know what's going on. They've got some gas. Something gaseous is happening there on the disc after that one. Finally, we've got the Time Meddler, the Doctor, Stephen and Vicky there on that. The brand new TARDIS crew for that final story on disc 9 of this set. So all the features will be on there. Will be on there too. Flick through them. It's your heart's desire. Pick out whichever story we want to see at any given time. There we have it. These are so beautifully presented. Real luxury items. And whilst in some respects I'm quite a fan of the standard edition, I think those boxes are really nice too, and there's a lot to be said for saving some shelf space, isn't there? Particularly when you think we're going to have at least 26 of these. I know Chris Chapman, it's very much his desire to do the new series as well, the stuff from 2005 onwards. So there could be, approaching 40 of these. But I'm still glad that I went for these limited edition ones. It just feels like something very, very special about them. And I can't help but thinking, yeah, I know that 4K has since come along, but I strongly believe that this will be the last time that I ever buy Doctor Who on physical media, although this statement is not legally binding. Okay, then let's have a look on the back. Oh, I see. Yeah, we get the artwork. I think this is the artwork that is on the docking card there. So we get a. Is that the same? Yes, it is the same. So we've got the TARDIS and a what are those called? They're called Sidrats. There's the Daleks time travel devices from the chase, aren't they? So the TARDIS is chasing one of those, or vice versa. That's going on there. The chase is very much on. In the back cover artwork, they're not elements from the title sequence this time, are they? Lee's just been artistic with this. Isn't another nice job there from Lee Binding? No opportunity and no canvas is really left bare with these for Lee to give us some more artwork. There we are. It's the spine. So chunky. So yeah, that's it. That's Doctor Who, the collection, season 2 on Blu-ray, complete. Going to put it back in its docking card there, and it'll join its kith and kin on my shelf, take its place as we await the next set. Nothing confirmed as yet. We don't even know what season it is, let alone the date that it's coming out. My belief is that it's going to be my Doctor. It's got to be Peter Davison, but you know, what do I know? I literally know nothing. We do know people who work on this range on Type 40, but we have no inside information at all. Well, not until quite late in the day. We have no inside information at all, and you know, in some ways that's the way we like it, because part of the joy of this range is the anticipation and is the sense of occasion. I think we all share in that speculation, don't we? As the collection slowly, far too slowly, works its way to completion.
And there we have it. Doctor Who, the collection, season 2 on Blu-ray. That's the very first unboxing that I think we've ever done here on Type 40 anywhere. And yeah, let me know what you think of all of that in the comments section. If you were me, which story would you be racing to? I know that lots of you have probably binge watched that over Christmas. There's something about black and white TV, vintage black and white TV, that works really well over Christmas, isn't there? But failing that, is it the special features? Is that what you go to first? I think the ones that I'm looking forward to the most are these brand new interviews with Matthew Sweet and with Maureen O'Brien and William Russell there. It's so charming. He's a great interviewer, but those two guests in particular, as two real Doctor Who legends who I know so little about, I can't wait to sort of get into their hearts and hear about their connection with this show all these decades on and how it feels to revisit it. That's the beauty of these. I think that's the line of questioning that Matthew takes, tends to get the person, doesn't he? Rather than the star, rather than the actor, he gets to the person inside the character that we'd come to know and love through watching them on Doctor Who. So yeah, let me know what you think of all of this. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, check that you're still subscribed if you think you're subscribed, because they keep doing that. They keep unsubscribing people, but we'll show them, won't we, boys? We'll show them. Absolutely, we will. And yeah, get in touch with us. Get in touch with us through our social media, Instagram and Twitter, at Type 40 Doctor Who, and join us in the Type 40 Facebook group too. There's also our second group, which is the Type 40 DVD and Blu-ray collectors group. More to the point, you can get stuck in there. I know you can get stuck in there with me and JT and everybody else and do some real deep dives on physical media, whether it's on Blu-ray, DVD, or indeed back in the VHS days. You can come and geek out about all of that there with us. What's coming up next here in 2023? So much for the Diamond anniversary year. Can't wait to get stuck into it. Obviously, Type 40 Live is coming back. That'll be back in a few weeks' time. There'll be more Type 40 Doctor Who podcasts. Lots of those have been recorded already. Some great guests, some great reviews, and lots more. So keep an eye out for all of those too. That's what you need to hit that cloister bell to get the notifications. That's just part of what we've got planned for 2023 going forward. I think that wraps it all up. Thank you all for your time. Let me know what you think of this video. Didn't do too bad a job, did I? Considering that that is the first unboxing video I've ever done. Yeah, it is. But I am a dab hand with a scalpel. So yeah, Doctor Who, the collection is available on Blu-ray everywhere now. I don't think these sell out the way that they used to, obviously, since the standard editions have become commonplace. They're not quite so scalped, are they, these things? But yeah, go and treat yourselves. What, 9 discs worth of classic Doctor Who? while the frost is still out there, and before the nights start to lighten up a bit. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the cloister bell, and all that jazz. Drop us a comment. Let me know what you think of the box set, what you think of the video. But that's it for this time. You take care. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.